right, today I'm going to clarify um something I said in one of my videos, the most recent one about political strategy, the one where I talk about what victory looks like, what are the conditions of victory politically. So, um I'm making this video because one of my good friends, what's up? He came to me and he said that okay, let me restart. This is about um me saying that we need to build the organizational infrastructure to be able to survive a civil war. And when he came to talk to me about the video, um, it was clear that he did not understand what I was saying. So I'm going to clarify um, that. I did that privately, but I'm going to do it publicly again. So what I mean, because he said like, oh, you mean we should be sock dems and we should vote for universal health care or whatever. And that is literally the opposite of what I was saying. Because what I'm saying is we need to establish power and sovereignty outside of the existing political system, outside of it. That is the aspect of dual power in Leninism is you have electoralism, you work within the current political system for some things. And also, you need to build sovereignty outside of the current political system, the current electoral system, okay? You need to learn from the Black Panther Party, and because what they did, they had their own hospitals, they had their own ambulances, they had their own breakfast program for children, okay? This is what we need to do. We need to establish sovereignty, meaning we need to control the things that we need to survive. We need to have food sovereignty, meaning we cannot be dependent on the enemy for our food. Because as Thomas Sankara um, once said, he who feeds you controls you. So we need to be in control of our food, which is why it's so important to organize the farmers, have the farmers on our side. Um, we need to have our own medical system. We need to um, have our own energy sovereignty. So we need to have like solar panels and things like that. Um, that's part of what I mean when I say we need to establish the organizational infrastructure to survive. That's the core win condition of the people, is establishing that organizational infrastructure. Another part of that, I mentioned it in the previous video, is labor unions. This is part of what I mean when I say organizational infrastructure. It's organizing these strategic key sectors of the economy. So I think I said it in the last video, drayage truckers, um, uh, I think I just said port workers, something like that. Um, we need those essential things: the farmers, the truckers, the port workers, the electricians, the plumbers, all of that, the sanitation workers, those types of things. We need those people to be unionized, to and they need to be unionized so that they can work towards the same goal together. Because when those key sectors of the economy are not unionized, that is giving a lot of power away to the enemy. When we're able to like, if let's say for example that drayage truckers are, they're truckers that work specifically at ports. um if we were able to organize drayage truckers, that is a lot of leverage. That's a lot of political power. Okay. Because so much of our economy is completely dependent on these truckers. And of course their employers are treating them like garbage. But um they need to unionize, one, for their own uh interests as employees. I think they're contractors actually, technically, but they're basically employees. So they need to organize for their own interest and also for the greater interest of the American people, because they can just they can they can cost the enemy billions of dollars by just stopping doing their job, by just going on strike. Okay. So unions, very important to the organizational infrastructure. The party itself, the American Communist Party, it acts as a voice for the people, for the American people. It gives them clarity and it gives them direction in times of crisis, which is obviously what a civil war would be. So think of the party as kind of the brain or the main processing unit of the American people. It's where all of the information gathered by its members centralizes and then can be disseminated in an organized way. So yeah, sovereignty over our base needs outside of the current existing political system, labor unions, and the party itself as a voice. I should add this too. The party itself needs to be organized in a way that is resistant to common attacks that you would expect, like decapitation attacks, where the enemy targets the leadership in hopes that by killing the leadership, it collapses the whole organization. It needs to be organized in a way that is resistant to that happening. And I believe the ACP has planned for this, because they're kind of a decentralized organization in that they have localized chapters that would be able to operate without central leadership. Okay, so I hope this is a helpful video. I hope this clarifies things. Yeah.